Junie B. Jones and a Little Monkey Business by Barbara Park and narrated by me, Mrs. Elkins. Hello, All Stars. It's me, Mrs. Elkins, and today I'm going to finish the book with you, Junie B. Jones and a Little Monkey Business. Don't forget that this is an AR book, so please read along with me, and then when you're finished, I'll give you the test code. Let's get started. Chapter 6, Bestest Friends. Recess is my best subject. I learned it my first week at school. Recess is when you go outside and you run off your steam. Then when you come in, you can sit still better and you don't have ants in your pants. At recess, me and Lucille and that Grace play horses together. I'm Brownie, Lucille is Blackie, and that Grace is Yellowy. I'm Brownie! I hollered as soon as I got outside. I don't want to play horses today, said Lucille. I want to know some more about your monkey brother. Me too, said that Grace. Then Lucille pushed that Grace out of the way and she whispered a secret in my ear. If you let me be the first one to see him, I'll let you wear my new locket, she said. Yeah, only guess what, Lucille, I said. I don't even know what a dumb locket is. And so then Lucille showed me her locket. It was a little gold heart on a chain. Isn't it beauteous, she said. My Nana gave it to me for my birthday. Then she opened up the little heart. And there was a little bitty picture inside of that thing. Hey, there's a teeny head in there, I said, very excited. I know, said Lucille. That's my Nana. See her? I squinted very hard at the little picture. Your Nana is a shrimpy, Lucille, I said. After that, Lucille closed the locket and she gave it to me. Now I'm your best friend, right, Junie B? She said, and so I could be the first one to see your monkey brother. Just then, that Grace stomped her foot very hard. No, you cannot, Lucille, she hollered. I'm her best friend because me and her ride the bus together, and so I get to see her monkey brother first. Right, Junie B? Right? I made my shoulders go up and down. I don't know, Grace, I said, because Lucille just gave me this locket with the teeny Nana, and so that means she gets to go first, I think. That Grace stomped her foot again. She made a mad face at me. Pooey, she said. Except for just then, I got a great idea. Hey, guess what, Grace? I said, very excited. Since Lucille gave me something beautiful, now you can give me something beautiful too. And so that would be very fair of me, I think. And then that Grace started smiling, and she took off her sparkly new ring. Here, she said, I got it out of cereal this morning. See how shiny the stone is? That's because it's a real, genuine, fake plastic diamond. Then she put some breath on it and she shined it on her sleeve for me. Ooh, I said, I love this thing, Grace. I know, she said, and so now I get to see your monkey brother first, right, Junie B, right? After that, I had to think a little bit. Yeah, only here's the trouble, Grace, I said. Now I have one thing from you and one thing from Lucille, and so it's a tie. Then Lucille quick took off her red sweater with the Scotty dog on it, and she tied it around my waist. Here, she said, now I've given you two things, so I'm still the winner. Oh, no, you're not, hollered that Grace, because I'm going to give Junie B my snack ticket for today, and so she can have my cookie and milk. Excellent idea, Grace, I said. Then me and her did a high five. Oh, yeah, said Lucille. Well, then I'm going to give her my snack ticket, too. And so I'm still the winner. After that, Grace looked all over herself. But that's not fair, she said, because I don't have anything else to give her. And so I looked all over her, too, and then I jumped up and down again. Yes, you do, Grace, I said. You do, too, have something else to give me, and their name is your new pink high tops. That Grace stared at her feet. She looked very sad. Yeah, only this is the first time I ever wore these, she said real quiet. And so I patted her so she would feel better. I know, Grace, I explained nicely, but if you don't give them to me, then you won't be able to see my monkey brother. And so then me and that Grace sat down on the grass, and she took off her new pink shoes, and she gave them to me. "Thank you, Grace," I said politely, and then I stood up. "Okay, your turn," I said to Lucille. Only too bad for me, 'cause just then the stupid bell rang. Chapter 7. Some School Words. I wore my brand new things back to room 9. They looked very beautiful on me, except my new pink high tops were too big, and my feet were very sliding around in there. Before I sat down, I looked at Lucille's red chair. Then I tapped on her. "I'm sorry, Lucille," I said, "but red is my favorite color, and so I would like that chair of yours, I think." Lucille looked very upset at me. "But red is my favorite color too, Junie B." I patted her. "I know, Lucille," I said nicely, "but you must still give it to me as the rules." And so she did. "Now I'm the winner for sure, aren't I?" she asked. I made my shoulders go up and down. "I don't know, Lucille," I said. "That Grace said she might have some cash in her purse." After that, Mrs. passed out construction paper, and we cut out autumn leaves for the bulletin board. Autumn is the school word for fall. We sprinkled our leaves with shiny glitter. Also, I sprinkled glitter in my hair, and I pasted some to my eyebrows. Then Mrs. confiscated my shiny glitter jar. Confiscate is the school word for yanked it right out of my hand. Just then, Mrs. Gutzman knocked on our door, and she came into the room with our milk and cookies. "Hooray! Hooray for Mrs. Gutzman!" I shouted at her. "Guess what, Mrs. Gutzman? I get 3 snacks today. See, I have 3 snack tickets." Mrs. walked over to my chair. She stared down at me. "How did you get 2 extra tickets, Junie B?" she asked. "Did you find them on the playground?" Then she took my 2 extra tickets away, and she held them high in the air. "Did anyone lose their snack tickets today?" she said to the class. "No," I hollered. "Those are my tickets. Lucille and Grace gave them to me." Mrs. raised her eyebrows. "Lucille, did you give Junie B your snack ticket today?" she asked. "Yes," said Lucille. "That's because she made me." "No, I did not, you dumb Lucille," I said. "I did not make you." Mrs. said, "Be quiet," to me. She folded her arms. "Grace, did you give your snack ticket to Junie B too?" Then that Grace started to cry because she thought she was in trouble. Mrs. tapped her foot. "Please come get your snack ticket, Grace," she said. And so then that Grace walked to my table in just her socks, and Mrs. made squinty eyes at her feet. "Where are your shoes, Grace?" she asked. That's when big fat baby Grace started crying very harder, and she pointed at her shoes. Mrs. peeped under my table. "Junie B. Jones," she hollered, "why are you wearing Grace's shoes?" Mrs. sounded dangerous. "Because," I said, kind of scared. "Because why?" said Mrs. "Because it's the rules," I explained. Then Mrs. bended down very close to my ear. "What rules?" "The rules for who gets to be the first one to see my monkey brother," I said. Mrs. rolled her eyes way back in her head. "Put your own shoes back on and come with me, young lady." Then me and her walked into the hall together, and she made me tell her what happened on the playground. After that, I had to give Lucille back the locket and the sweater with the Scotty dog on it, and I had to give Grace back the real genuine fake ring from the cereal. Then Mrs. wrote a note, and she said for me to take it to the office. The office is where the boss of the school lives. His name is Principal. "Yes, but I don't think I would like to go down there today," I said, "or else my mother might get mad at me." Mrs. tapped her foot. Then she took hold of my hand. "Let's go, young lady. March," she said. And so then me and her marched to the office. March is the school word for pulled me way too fast. Chapter 9. Pigs and ducks and stuff. Principal went into room 9 with me. Then he clapped his giant hands together. "Boys and girls, may I please have your attention?" he said. "I would like to explain what happened during show and tell today. It's about Junie B. Jones and her new baby brother." Just then that Jim I hate jumped right out of his chair. "He's not a monkey, is he?" shouted very loud. "I knew it. I knew he wasn't a monkey." I made a big fist at him. "How would you like this up your nose, you big dumb Jim?" I hollered. Then Principal frowned at me, and so I smiled. "I hate that guy," I said nicely. After that, Principal took a big breath. "Boys and girls, there's a good reason why Junie B told you that her baby brother was a monkey," he said. "Yeah, it was all my Grandma Miller's fault," I interrupted, "because she told me that my brother was a little monkey, only she didn't mean he was a real little monkey. She just meant that he was cute, only who the heck knew that dumb thing?" Principal made another frown at me. Then he talked some more. "You see, boys and girls," he said, "sometimes adults say things that can be very confusing to children. Like, what if you heard me talking about a lucky duck? You might think I was talking about a real live duck, but lucky duck just means a lucky person." "Right," said Mrs. "And when we call someone a busy bee, we don't mean he's a real bee. We just mean that he's a hard worker." "Hey, I just thought of another one," I said, very excited. "A dumb bunny isn't a real alive bunny either. It's just a plain old dumb guy." Then my friend Lucille raised her hand. "I've got one too," she said. "Sometimes my Nana calls my daddy a couch potato, only he's not a real potato. He's just a lazy bum." "Yeah, and I'm not a big pig," said my new boyfriend Ricardo. "But my mom says I eat like one." After that, a whole bunch of other kids said they eat like big pigs too. Only a boy named Donald said he eats like a horse. And crybaby William eats like a bird. Just then it was time for the bell to ring, and so me and Principal said bye-bye to each other. Then I went to my seat. Then I gave Lucille back her red chair. She was very nice to me. "I'm sorry that your brother isn't a real monkey, Junie B," she said. "Thank you, Lucille," I said. "I'm sorry that your daddy isn't a real potato, too." After that, the bell rang for us to go home, and so me and Lucille and that Grace held hands, and we walked outside together. Only then a very wonderful thing happened, and it's called I heard my mother's voice. "Junie B, Junie B, over here, honey. Daddy and I are over here." And then I looked in the parking lot, and I saw her, and so I run to her speedy quick, and I saw her, and me and Mother hugged and hugged because I hadn't seen her for a very whole day. Then my daddy got out of the car, and he had a little yellow blanket in his arms. And guess what was in that thing? My new baby brother, that's what. He was very teeny and pinkish, except his head had a lot of black hair on it. I touched it. It felt like fuzzy. Just then Ricardo walked by, and he saw my teeny brother. "Cool hair," he said. I smiled very big. "I know it, Ricardo," I said. "And guess what else? He doesn't even smell like PU." After that, I got in the car, and I told Mother about Lucille's locket, and she said maybe I could get a locket too, and I could put my brother's teeny head in there. "Yes, and I would also like some pink high tops, please," I said, very polite. "Maybe," said Mother. "Oh, boy," I said, "'cause maybe doesn't mean no, that's why." And so then I lifted up the blanket and I peeked at my baby brother one more time. "So what do you think of him, Junie B?" said Mother. I smiled very big. "I think he's the cutest little monkey I ever saw," I said. Then Mother laughed and I laughed too. Hi. I hope you like Junie B. Jones and a Little Monkey Business. She is so silly. I absolutely love it. I hope that you read along with me, and I hope you enjoyed the story because this book is an AR book. It is a level 2.9. If that is anywhere on your level, you can test on this book. And instead of writing that whole long title in the test box, Junie B. Jones and a Little Monkey Business, you can type in this code. This is the code for this test. 6323, and it'll bring up this book. Good luck, and I'll see you next week.